Hello, happy Friday.
It's sunshine. We've had a great week.
Oh, we love it. We are Burnt Out Mothers, and we have got this wonderful lady with us today. It's Hayley from Cosmedics.
Hi.
Hiya. So Hayley actually knows you, doesn't she, Paisley?
Yeah, I've never met you before, but I know you through so many people that I know, and I was like, you've got to come on our pod and tell your story.
So tell us about what you do, Hayley. What's your business and what do you do?
Cosmetics Skin UK, and we're basically a aesthetics clinic in Wallingham. We've been in Woldingham, now we're in Wallingham, and our main treatments are all of the semi-permanent makeup. We do medical tattooing, so it's the areolas for post-mastectomy clients, but we also do Botox and fillers, you know, the standard every aesthetic clinic does. And we've got a couple of laser therapists, so we've got lots of lasers and skin tightening treatments and hair removal and rejuvenation, skin boosters. So basically quite a large range of like things that make you feel better.
And that's why you look amazing.
I know.
Yeah, you look so great. And literally just before our pod today, I've just found out that your daughter and my daughter are going to start the same school in the same year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Roll on school, come on.
Roll on school days. So me and Hayley have got both our little ones who will be starting school in September. So we've just
Crying at the school gate.
Oh, I know. We'll be crying, but yeah, we'll be skipping home, but crying at the same time. Or I won't be. I'll be popping out a baby.
Yeah, your baby's due in September.
Yeah, she or he. Do you know what I find out today? I've got my scan today, so I find out what gender it is. So yeah. So we will see what to call it, whether it's a she or he.
Dying to know. I've had to keep it under wraps. I'm terrible at keeping secrets. Every time we've been filming, it's like on the tip of my tongue, but it's like out in the open now.
It's all out in the open. It's all out in the open. I know, honestly, I feel like over Easter my belly just literally just popped out, and I went to pick my little one up from nursery and they're like, oh my God, like what has happened? I was like, I do not know. It's probably all the chocolate I've been eating, all the chocolate Easter eggs and everything. Pop, I know. So tell us about like how did you get into what you're doing? Tell us a bit about yourself so we can get to know you a bit more.
This is about 12 years old now, and I came into the business basically after having my 17-year-old daughter. So that was obviously, she's going to be 18 this year. So many years ago, had a baby, didn't want to go back to work in London where I was working. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? I need to do something to earn money. So I went and done an eyelash course and a spray tanning course, and I was mobile therapist. And back in the day, 17 years ago, lashes and things like that were not as common as they are now. So I was busy. I had a lot of clients. I would drive around to their house and lug a couch and lug a suitcase of lashes and lights and glues and all the rest of it. And after a while of doing it, I thought, God, this is such hard work. What can I do to like add on to my portfolio of work so I can just earn a bit more money and maybe a bit more easily? So I thought, right, I'm going to train to be a nurse. I'm going to go and do Botox and fillers. So I did an access to higher education course, which was at Bromley College. And then after 1 year of that, I went to Greenwich University and Farnborough Hospital, and I'd done nurse training. During that process, turbulent relationship. My partner and I, we're still together now actually, but at that time there was a bit of like, you know, ups and downs. So I ended up leaving nursing in my second year, and I thought, right, I put all this effort in, what am I going to do now? And just around that time, I went and had my eyebrows done. And I thought, hang on, this is what I can do. So I asked my mum for a credit card, took a 10 grand loan on it, and went and done a semi-permanent makeup course. Added on from there the medical tattooing, added on from there skin treatments, and was working in so many clinics all over the country. I was in Bedford and Essex and Southampton even. I was working everywhere. And then after, a while of being busy, I thought, right, I'm going to consolidate this into my own shop. So I opened a little shop down in Waldenham. And in the very beginning, it was just myself doing treatments, and in a treatment room, there was other treatment rooms. So I thought, well, maybe I should have a therapist. So heard through the grapevine that a friend of a friend wanted to have a job. So I thought, come on then, come and work with me. And then it just sort of grew from there. And I thought, well, what other treatments can we do? So we did the laser training, and then, it just grew one treatment to another treatment. And when the girl that I'm talking about, she's actually been working with me now for 11 years. So
Wow.
she's like, it's her business really as well. Like, it's my business, and Catherine and the other girl that I work with, Ali, we work just so well together, and become more and more and more and more and more qualified. And that's where we are now. Well, we moved into this salon actually in 2019, so we grew from my little salon into this really big salon that we're in now. My partner's got a gym on the side, we've got a training area, we've got the whole salon, and we rent some space out upstairs as well to a nail salon. So
I love it.
Wow.
It's so entrepreneurial, which is what me and you are about, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were saying
We
it's so hard, isn't it, when you've been working in London, when you have children, you either go back into it full pelt, you have to have nannies or helpers, or you create something that works around the children. And that's exactly what you've done, which I find so inspiring.
yeah, it's never easy, is it? I think people over the years have said to me, oh, I don't know how you did it, or but it's actually blood, sweat and tears. Like, you
Yeah.
put everything into
yeah.
it. When I was working down in Woldingham, sometimes it was like loads of clients, sometimes it was hardly any clients, and you still have to pay the bills. I was still working in other people's salons, so every week I would be working in my own salon, and then I'd go to other people's salons just to get the money to pay the rent on that salon while it
Wow.
grew. So I would be
Mm.
working 24/7. Bless my little, at the time she was 6, she's now 18. She sort of fitted into that at the time, and you look back and feel a bit guilty about it, but hopefully she has learned to, what it takes to become successful and run a business. And it's like, nothing comes easy. It is really hard work.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest lesson for children, isn't it? Like, just learning that I have a conversation with people all the time. You don't come into this world entitled to anything. You really have to work hard for what you want. And it's such an important lesson, I feel, for children, is if you want something, you've got to go out and work hard to get it. It won't just fall on your lap. And just like you've done the blood, sweat and tears, and I can completely relate, because it's, I had to go through the same, you went through the same, like them points of breakdown of where you like don't know if you're coming or going, but amazing having a 6-year-old and doing that. Take my hat off to you, because
Don't ever feel guilty.
that's so hard. Like, I just set up my business before I had a little one, and then obviously COVID, so I had to reinvent the business again. So it was like starting again. But yeah, it's so hard when you've got children to run like a full-time business. So yeah, really take my hat off to you for that. Was there any challenges like you faced throughout like your business?
I think the challenges were like obviously financial, because when you're
Yeah.
growing a business, so like my partner and I, well, we lived in like a 2-bedroom, 2 up, 2 down for many years. I think people saw me as owning a business. Oh, like, she's got her own business, she's got loads of money. But I'd be going home to like a very small house, and like it was a struggle. Like, it was behind the scenes a real struggle. I ended up drinking quite a lot, because it was my release. It was my excuse at the end of the day. Like, well, I deserve it because I am so stressed and my business is so hard work and I'm so tired. And it actually, that rolled into a little bit of a problem of drinking all the time, like every single day, at least a bottle of wine or 2 bottles of wine sometimes, on top of going to the pub, and so that escalated into like quite a problem until, like, well, I said to you before, 7 years ago, I stopped drinking with my partner. We both stopped drinking, and I think that was a massive challenge to overcome. And it's actually since then that the salon grew. We made it into this much bigger place. He opened his own gym, so it was definitely holding us back, all of that. So, but you get through it, don't you?
It's such a
Yeah.
big thing, drinking. Like, even when you've just had a baby, I remember at the end of the day, I'd be like, I just so need a glass of wine. I've just had a full-on day, and it's like easy thing to reach for, isn't it? But I remember it had a knock-on effect. So I was so tired the next day as well. Um, I'm really trying to cut back on my drinking. Like, I still go out and very not as much, might have a few big nights out a year, but it really does affect me for a couple of days afterwards. But um, you can still go out and have a good time without all that drinking. It's like when we had Kate on talking about addiction. Like, I look back now, because our era was like the work hard, play hard, go out and party. You're probably similar sort of age to me, and we were out in London all the time. And I remember,
6 days a week when I was younger.
yeah,
Like it was,
I don't know how we did it. And then we got up for, I'd have 3 hours sleep, then go back into work, and it was like, it was the thing to be ambitious but also go out and party. And I got burnt out in my 20s. Like, I had to take a bit of time out, but obviously I'm a bit more aware of that now. But I don't mind having one or two, but the thought of going out and getting absolutely obliterated just, it makes me nervous before I even go out.
it comes is when it stops affecting you like that. Because I would be drinking, I could drink quite heavily, and I'd still be up the next day. I'd still do the school run. I'd still come to work. I'd still function all day.
Yeah,
Or just get to that point, 1 o'clock, and then I'd be back in that cycle. And it
yeah,
didn't affect me. I mean, at the time, it didn't. I didn't feel it affected me, but in retrospect, it probably was. But I think the danger, because you think it isn't affecting you, so then you think, oh, I can do it again, and I can do it again, and I can do it again, and then that's when that horrible cycle starts. So I
yeah.
do think, at least at the moment, it's affecting you, and you feel like rubbish the next day, so it puts you off a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
I
pushing
think
me
that's when it
ridiculous.
does get dangerous, is when you completely can function the next
Yeah,
day, isn't it?
yeah,
But you just don't realise at that point. And yeah, I think we've all been through it. I mean, I would come back from work and be like, I just need a glass of wine. And like, it's that minute of you thinking it's gonna relax me, but it's so easy to get addicted. And actually, when I got pregnant, I was like, oh, I can't have a drink now. But it was a good thing, because I was like, you could, one bottle turns into 2 to 3, and it's so easily done. It's so easily done, isn't it?
So what part of you, when you said you decided to stop drinking with your partner? Because
so um there was a few things that were a bit of a catalyst. One of them was, I don't know if you know the local tapas bar. It used to be a tapas bar in Wallingham.
yeah, we
My partner used to start before me, and I'd be working, of course. So I'd finish work, and I'd go and meet him and have a few drinks with him, and I'd be on catch up. Sometimes I wouldn't eat because I was thinking, well, I'm taking all these calories in alcohol. I'm not going to eat as well.
yeah,
So I'd meet up with him, play catch up, not eat, and then you can imagine the state you're getting quite quickly. And one of
mm,
the catalysts was I was actually at the bar, in the tapas bar in Walling. Bearing in mind my business is there too, so I lost a right wally, and actually fell asleep on the stall and passed out in the tapas bar. And I didn't even remember it. I think it took about 3 days later. Then someone said to me, "Oh my God, it was so funny when you did that." And I had to be basically carried into a taxi and taken home. Did what? I thought I wondered why I was all bruised, and so I thought, when it's getting that bad and you're falling asleep in the middle of a restaurant at like 9 o'clock, in front of probably people that know you from work, and that's quite a bad thing. And then my health was a little bit in question during that whole time as well. It happened all around the same time. Found a lump, thought I might be dying. Kept thinking, well, it's because I drink too much. It's my own fault. Blame yourself, don't you? Luckily, I wasn't ill, so that was amazing. But then I thought, well, if I don't want to be ill, I do need to change my life. And at the time, my partner was really supportive, and like he was quite happy to give up drinking as well. And originally, we were just going to give up for a little while, but we gave up. We was reading all different books, like I don't know if you Alcohol Lied to Me, The Joy of Being Sober, Blackout, and all of those books really reinforced me and enlightened me and educated me into like the world of addiction and alcohol. And I thought, God, what am I doing? I don't actually want to be beholden to that anymore at all. And so 3 months became 6, 6 months became 12. got through all the first wedding that we went to, but all awkward because we weren't drinking or weren't drunk. And the first barbecue at a family where you feel like you're talking absolute rubbish to everybody, because you are more aware of everything that you're saying. You just feel like you've just got diarrhea, and you've probably got verbal diarrhea now. But but when you get through it and you think, actually, being sober at these things isn't bad, and you can remember it all, and then you just think, God, it's actually much better. So it takes time because you're in a habit of that, and all of us, we've all grown up, haven't we? Especially, like you say, our age group, from the age of like 15 at the park with your 2020 or your white lightning, drinking.
I mean, I was in this era as well, because that's what we used to do. Yeah.
From a young age, we're like drinking, and then we drink to commiserate in this country, don't we? We drink to celebrate. We drink because we're happy. We drink because we're sad, and then
pub culture, isn't it?
It's a pub culture, and I think in this country particularly, it's quite an unhealthy culture. Like, we seem to excessively drink in this country. Like in places like Italy, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but they seem to be able to just drink moderately with their dinners, and children drink with their family, and it's not like, never becomes a thing. Whereas I think it's quite a big society of like over drinkers in this country. But I think the sober movements coming on. I think we're all, more and more people are doing this.
I
definitely, how much it benefits you. Then,
and the younger generation is so different now to what it was when we were younger. I mean, we used to be getting fake IDs to get alcohol, so like, but it is completely changed now. Like, even I've got stepchildren who are older, like they're the same. They're not big drinkers, and like, whereas ours was like in the park days, and who can get us a bottle of whatever, white lightning, whatever. But it is completely changed now, which is the good thing. It's just, we were out all the time, but that was my best part of growing up, being out all the time, but they seem to be in all the time. Like, I don't know, or like,
it's the social media, isn't it? So
social media is a big thing.
When they grow up, they'll be recovering from dopamine. Well,
that's it. They say there's always an addiction of something. If you start off with something that people put into their work, or eating, it's just how you manage it. But
as humans, we have always, I think every human has an addictive personality. There's always something in there, isn't there?
Shopping.
Oh God, mine's been Temu lately. I don't know what is.
Every time we're here, the doorbell's going off.
Honestly, I feel like, and we were talking about it the other day, when you open up the app, it's like roulette. It's like all these like spinning wheels. I was like, oh no, I feel like I've got addicted, because even I've buying like maternity clothes, because I'm thinking I'm not going to wear them for long, so it's just cheap and cheerful.
It's all sorts. There is something I wanted to quiz you. Well, just find out a bit more, because obviously you said your partner's got a gym at the back.
Yes.
So I did hear through the grapevine that he was he quite a big UFC fighter?
So he was an MMA cage fighter. He didn't actually go in the UFC, but he did a lot of the UK larger shows. So he was like Cage Rage veteran, and many like cage fighting shows and Muay Thai shows as well. And then he's applied that now into teaching kids, and he works with some SENS kids and schools. So he's doing really well. He's Shootbox UK, shout out.
Amazing.
Shootbox UK. So any mums that want to bring their kids and have an hour's break in my salon, you can take the kids in there. They can do a little bit of boxing.
I'm signed up already.
You can come in here and we can do something nice to you while your kids are out having the boxing.
That's a really good idea. That's amazing.
Do a collab.
So you're both like collabing together, successful teamwork without the alcohol, boosting your business. Love it.
Well, it was meant to be with this salon, because when I looked at it, it was so huge, this unit.
I remember it from before.
Do you remember it? Because it was headlines before.
That's it, yeah.
It used to have a big old sunbed shop and a hair and a nails and had everything. And then when I looked at it, I thought, there's no way I can do this, like this business, because I thought, what am I going to do with it all this space? And then I thought I'd do my training upstairs, and then the idea just grew and grew. And then with that space on the side, which was all sunbeds at the time, I said to Scott, well, it's actually the hairdresser down the road. She said, why don't you get Scott to do his gym in there? So I said to Scott, do you want to put a gym there? And then, because it works perfectly with each other. And yeah, so the rest was history, really. He put his gym in there. I put my salon in here, and
Meant to be.
meant to be. Worked out
Oh,
really
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So was there anything like with what was I gonna say? Yeah. You know, you were saying your relationship was like really hard at a certain point for both of you. But like how did you get through that together?
down to so basically when me and Scott met, and we've been together 20 years, so you can imagine we were quite young. I think I was 27 when I started dating him. He's a bit younger than me, 25.
Wow, so you've been together a long time.
20 years this year.
Wow.
When I took him to his first cage fighting show, because I used to do the ring
Wow.
cards for it.
You were a ring
Years
card
years
girl.
ago.
Oh,
I
amazing.
got free tickets, and I said, do you want to go for your birthday? So I took him to the show, and he was like, got really like into it, and was like, I want to do it. So I spoke to the promoters. I said, my partner wants to do it. Where's local gyms? So he started training with some of the promoters' gyms. And so he very quickly got elevated into the shows. So his first show, I think, was Cage Rage. Might have been Cage Warriors. He won his first fight. I was actually pregnant with my now 18-year-old.
Wow.
So, and it really just grew from there, really. But then with that, being a young man, you know, cage fighting, a lot of, you know, things going on, and we were both young. That's where the problems came, I think. And then I'd had a little baby. You know what it's like. You're a little baby, you've got a little child, and you're tired and you're a bit grouchy, and the baby's crying all the time. I think the grass seemed greener. That's to be honest, really. But
I think normal relationship.
quickly realised the grass wasn't greener, and that's come back.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you're amazing.
I didn't let him come back that easily, to be fair. I gave him a bit of a hard time for about a year, but then after that we got back together, and you know.
Oh, I love it.
But that's the great thing about working through things. Like if you can in that situation, just working through it. And you had a bubble with him as well, didn't you?
It does dynamically change the relationship when you have a baby, doesn't it?
Definitely does. I think people think it's a plaster or whatever to like get through things in relationships, but actually, if you haven't got a strong relationship in the first time, and we were quite new together when we had Tegan. We weren't. We hadn't been together for very long, really, a couple of years. We were both young, so we were both feeling our feet in life. You know, I didn't really know where I was going. He was obviously doing the cage fighting, and with that does come with a lot of attention and a lot of, you know, like the training camps that he used to go on were so like intensive. He'd be out training morning, noon, night, so I wouldn't be seeing him. Then the show came and all the attention that came with that, so you do get into a bubble of that. And yeah, I think we did work through it and it came out a bit stronger, so that was good.
Nice.
Oh, amazing. You know, when you like went through like this stage of you not like drinking anymore and things like that, did you know, like you went through like a bit of an enlightenment kind of thing? Was there anything like we're really big in like manifesting and spirituality, it's one of our things and we talk about it so much. Was there anything like for you that really was like, I just want to change? Like was there like a light bulb or like that manifestation that you did?
Most of it was because of my health, and I just, even though I wasn't sick, I thought that I was. So and I just think if you've got something that's negatively affecting you and you carry on that path, even though you know it's a negative thing. And you know, it was over Christmas actually, so everything was closed. I was waiting for results, so you had I had all those thought processes of like explaining to my child that I'm sick and I might have to have chemo. I think all things like that were going through my head. And then when I come out the other side of it and thought, actually, I'm not sick, like. And for me now to carry on the path that I was, when I thought that was the thing that was going to make me sick, or the thing that made me sick, like that would be just stupid. So it was either change or like accept a horrible pathway, like a downward pathway. And I hate to think where you've been now 7 years on, because these things don't get better. They do escalate to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Or they would have done. I know they would have done for me and Scott. So yeah, it's like you got to do what it takes to change your life, and that's what I did. But
Yeah.
yeah, manifesting and looking at things. I mean, I actually believe I dreamed this salon before I had it. And I had dreamed that there was a place for Scott, and it wasn't in this shape, it was in a different shape. And I kept saying to him, "Oh my God, I didn't know there was this room in my dream." I was like, and then obviously this came, and I was like, the room's on the side, it wasn't underneath. It was like I'd already seen it.
Amazing.
I think definitely a massive thing in manifesting, and like, I mean, I'm just getting into all the sound gongs and all of that at the moment.
I was going to say,
Oh, we're
what
going
you-
to one
yeah.
on Sunday,
Oh yeah,
actually.
you've done one before.
Yeah,
Yes.
we love it.
I'm so addicted to them. So
Oh, you have to come to one of ours. We've got one on in 1st of June.
1st of June at Tatsfield Village Hall.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
I'm
we
coming.
run a few, but
Yeah, this is
yeah,
second one for the sound bowls, and we do like, because I do like some energy healing stuff as well on the side of things. But yeah, so no, you'll have to come. Yeah.
I just love it. When I first went to one, which was only about probably 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm into yoga and been into yoga for years, like mainly hot yoga. So I've been around that world, but never really was interested. And I drove to the gong, and I was thinking, I sat outside and I thought, God, I don't know if I want to go in, because I thought, if I don't like it, I've got to lay there for an hour. Oh my God. You can't leave, can you? Because you feel like stupid.
Yeah.
So I thought, shall I go in? Shall I go in? I called them up. I said, what do I need to bring in with me? And they said, oh no, just come in. You have to just come in. I thought, I'll just go in. I'm here now. Oh mate, I had the best experience, and I came out, I think I like cried, because I just felt,
Yeah.
I'm highly stressed anyway. I'm always 2,000 miles per hour. I'm managing a wedding. I'm managing a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old, and school runs and preschool runs and college runs and business and all of that. So when I did that, I actually felt like
a release.
Something was pulled out of me. I felt so euphorically relaxed. And I got in my car, I thought, I can't even put anything on I didn't even put the radio on. I had to drive in silence. I had that noise in my head.
Yeah.
Thought, this is one of the best things I've ever done.
And it was something for you, because I think you forget until you put yourself into that state of, like, say, meditation or a gong, where you're not allowed your phones, not allowed any noise in the background. Like, it's really hard to switch off, isn't it? Like, especially when you run your own business and you've got the children, everything else, and you're being pulled from pillar to post, aren't you? Amazing, a wedding. Can we just go back to the wedding? Congratulations.
20 years it took.
Oh, so when are you getting married? And tell us all about it.
We're getting married in July, and only local in Coltsford Mill in Oxted. So it's just a nice, very small wedding with like very close family, like very close friends and family. So it's just a really small thing that we're doing after being together for 20 years. It's just inevitable, isn't it? We started off with like, let's go to a registry office and go to a restaurant. We'll give a girl a seed. It's not that anymore.
I love
It's
that.
really quite big. Well, it's still small in guests, but it's quite a big thing. We've got the full wedding now. We've got dresses and bridesmaids and groomsmen and music and fireworks. So we've got it all going on for July, and it's actually a full-time job to do that.
Oh my God, it genuinely is. Yeah.
Organising.
You did all the Hindu organising.
We went to Mykonos, didn't we? And we had it
good.
hard, but on the day of being out there, my car got stolen. So my partner phoned me up and he was like, I've gone to pick the kids up and the car's gone. So as we've been drinking all day as well, I was trying to sort out this bloody car.
It only had to happen to you as well. He was like,
I was saying to the insurance company anyway. I was like, I'll have to deal with it when I get back. But
while we're all wrapping toilet rolls around us, we had this game and we've got all toilet rolls. Oh, don't. But yeah, it was
stuff, isn't it? It's just so much fun. And obviously you guys have been together for a long time, so you've probably got a lot of mutual friends. But how are you going to manage the no drinking? And obviously that's a big celebration.
It's so easy now. Like, that doesn't even come into it at all. Like when you get down the road, because I think when people are drinking a lot or heavy drinking, they can't picture these things without it.
Yes.
And I couldn't ever have pictured it without it. And if you'd have asked anybody, like every single birthday card I had was Prosecco or red wine related. Happy birthday, winehead. Now, like you'd say, who would have given up Prosecco? It wouldn't have been me. Like I was the last person on the list you'd think of ever giving up. But and you can't picture yourself in these things, but for me, like, my life's better, so much better without it, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't even come into the equation. The only thing that worries me is the first dance. I feel like it's the only
I'll
thing
help you.
I does
I
it.
I help
Yeah.
you. I do first
Oh, do
dances.
you? I
Yeah.
literally, that's the only time I'm gonna want to be drunk, because I'm like,
Oh, I'll help you. I did some training with a couple in where I live actually, and they just to relax, they would like, right, we'll have a drink just before we do this. But no, I'll help you. Honestly, yeah, you'll be fine. Just relax.
You did a full-on choreography.
I did a
Jules.
full-on
Her partner
choreography.
well,
Has
never
never
seen dance.
danced.
Like,
We didn't tell anyone, and we did this surprise dance. So we just like started off slow, and then the music like remixed, and then we did like a whole routine. But honestly, we had so many arguments leading up to it because he kept like stepping on my feet, and then I'd be like, "Go and put deodorant on before we dance," because I'm small. I was like in the height of his armpit, and I was like, we had so many arguments. He was like, "Stop going on at me," and I was like, "I can't smell your armpits while we're doing this dance." Oh, don't. So no, but yeah, I will definitely help you, Hayley.
yeah, it'd be fun. No slut drops.
no.
Like,
You kind of answered one of my questions, what I was going to ask you earlier about obviously what you do now to sort of in your timing rather than drinking, like you said, you're doing your yoga, your sound baths. So you have kind of done a little bit of a spiritual link, which is a lot about our audience, and we're making sort of women feel better, that's sort of on the same journeys as us really as well. But is there anything else you do, like obviously to feel your time? Do you meditate or?
Within yoga, we do meditation, but I don't really practice it outside like Scott does, actually. He gets up at
Does
4 o'clock
he?
in the morning, goes and meditates and has a sauna and does journaling.
Love
Who
it.
knew he'd be
that's
like that as he got
amazing.
older? So it's really good for him. But I feel like I do want to do more, because I want to do dance lessons, and I want to start playing tennis again. But in reality, I mean, I guess your show is that as well, with school runs, working, and trying to fit in even what you're fitting in. It's time logistically. I just don't know if I could ever have more, like do more than what I'm doing. But I do love my treatments. I'm always having like facial times, and I have MLD every month, so it's another MLD is like a manual lymphatic drainage treatment, so it's just like a bit of massage and relaxation in that way. So I do get time for that, but I think maybe after the wedding, and maybe when Kizzy starts school, maybe we'll have more time.
We'll do the drop off, and then we'll come back to mine and do a dance lesson, and you could do me a nice facial.
Exactly, perfect.
We'll do swapsies. I love that. I do it with my other friend.
Making women feel better, like that's what in my 20s I wanted to open up a spa. I did all beauty training, but I didn't want to I wanted to run a spa. I've always wanted to be like 10 steps ahead of what I'm doing, but it didn't happen. But it's weird, like everybody we're bringing onto this podcast that we're crossing paths with, I've met along the journey, and what you've met are just all coming together now for this, what we're doing. And it's like, maybe it's meant to be, I don't know.
Spiritual like this within this business as well, because we deal with so many women from so many different walks of life, and they all come in, and it isn't just about having a treatment or making your skin look glowing or smooth. Sometimes it is just about letting yourself have someone to talk to that's a bit impartial, that someone to listen to you. Like, we are therapists, not just skin. We are therapists for people's lives. Like, and sometimes you have to be a bit careful, actually, because you can absorb a day. And sometimes I go home and Scott says, "Oh, you're not chatting," or I'm like, sometimes I just need to be quiet. So I've absorbed a lot. Like, people go through, mums, and we mostly deal with women. We do have about a good like clientele of men, but mostly it is women, and women are going through so much. So even when I talk about all the things that I feel like I went through and it's hard for me, like, women are pretty much going through so much every single day. And like, they come in and we take on their stories, and it does make you like, I'm a bit of an empath anyway, So I do absorb people's energy, like, so
Yeah.
that's just daily in here. But they all, the clients as well of me, they all know me. They all know everything about me. Well, as you know, because you've spoken to a few people and you've probably
It's
got the lowdown already.
it's
But
funny because
Yeah.
Ozzy was saying to me, "What are you going to talk about? What are you women going to talk about?" Our mutual
Oh,
friend
we
Ozzy,
don't. Women
and
can not stop talking. We love
well,
talking, don't we?
if you listen to the podcast, you'll find out what we talk about. Like you said, women are going through an awful lot, so hence our podcast.
There's a lot of pressure on women, and
Yeah.
in this day and age, there's a hell of a lot more because we're expected to work and have children, and where bills are so expensive now for people and living costs, like we have got that pressure. Like, I'd
and
love
I
to
love a
be.
suffragette. But come on,
Yeah,
give us a break. I don't want
I
it all.
know.
I don't want it back.
I know. And like even maternity, I can't see myself having 9 months off. I know I'll have
Yeah,
to
I'm
work
having
to cover
so
our
much going with the
mortgage.
pod. How many times
Yeah.
are going?
I'm like, no, I'm not having any time off and actually I just want to get back to normal life again as soon as, to be
You've got to enjoy
honest.
it.
4-year-old. It was the end of lockdown, so I've been pregnant all through lockdown, and obviously the business had been closed down. That was horrendous. And then we was allowed to open on the 12th of April, and I gave birth on the 23rd of April.
Oh my God.
Oh my
So it
gosh.
was a matter of you got to go back to work. Your clients need you as
Yeah.
well. You need to get back to work because you need to try and recover this business from lockdown. So
Yeah.
maternity was just not a thing. And luckily, I had a good mother-in-law. She stepped in. She's like basically a second mum to Kizzy. So I'm so lucky like that, and I was able to do it. But yeah, maternity nowadays, who gets the luxury of having like, is it
9 months
6 months people
off.
get?
Is it?
Six
I
months?
don't even know. It's 6 or 9 months.
Maternity
Yeah.
now, apparently. I mean, I think everyone went back to work the day after. It's like,
So,
I've got a parking ticket, I've got loads of workmen on, I've got to go back to work. I was like, all right, see you
Yeah.
later.
Bye-bye.
To be honest, I prefer it on my own anyway.
To be honest, sometimes it's a bit easier,
It's
isn't it?
like another child clearing up, so yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's so
Busy,
funny.
isn't
I
it?
know. Well, I was going to say to you, Hayley, when you're doing your therapists and stuff,
Yeah.
you're saying you come home and you feel like people's energy are on you. Do the cloaking technique. So before you have like a client, like close your eyes and imagine like you're putting like a cloak on, but pick your own color because
Yeah.
the color is your aura. So like whatever color comes to you, like orange, red. So put a cloak on, but close your eyes and imagine like putting the hood up, do the like thing around your neck and then push it right down to the bottom of the floor. And initially that just protects your energy. And another thing is close your eyes and imagine like white light coming from your head all the way down out through your feet. That's like an energy protector that I learned through doing like Reiki and stuff because of obviously dealing with other people's energy. But you're dealing with people's energy non-stop all
Yeah.
day, so that will have a massive impact on you. Like,
Okay.
yeah, try that. And then also when you feel like how you do, like exhausted after, just put yourself in like I don't know if you've got grass at home or soil, but just go bare feet on your grass and just stand there for like a minute or two, just and then imagine the white light coming from head to feet into the soil, and that will clear your energy from anybody else's on you. So
You.
oh, oh,
Treatment for me. I'm coming to a treatment for you.
I know, we do all the same shit. But yeah, like it's a little bit different for me because I deal with children's energy, but with when it's women and adults, the energy is really it's a lot more intense because a lot of people have been through trauma, but without you realizing you take that on, don't you? It's like you take someone's traumatic day onto your shoulders and to help them.
Age, so I'm 47, so I'm perimenopause. My hormones are all up the wall. Like some days, my daughter's like, "You're ADHD, mum. You're crackers, mum. My friends will think you're mad." I'm like, some days I'm mad, and other days I'm like quite serene. And then she's like, "Who are you today?" And I'm like, just bear with me, babes. Just bear with me. So
Oh,
it's a roller coaster at the moment. And even the girls in here, bless them. have to put up with quite a lot sometimes.
That's amazing. You look so amazing. Oh my God. And your skin, I'm even looking at your skin. It's glowing.
Yeah,
You
it's
look
glowing.
phenomenal.
I'm sweating.
Oh, I can't wait for our coffee in September when we have our bubbers starting school together.
This morning, isn't it?
Yeah, when we have time, both of us will probably be like running off with like our suitcases going everywhere.
It's
Oh,
funny. So mutual friends have brought us together. You're now on the pod,
Yeah.
and then you're now going to continue that journey.
yeah,
of it.
amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Hayley, for coming on, and thanks for telling us your journey.
That's okay. Hopefully, I didn't waffle on too much.
No, it was amazing. So if you guys want to book an appointment with Hayley, she's under the salon called Cosmedics, and you've got, can you tell everyone your Instagram and Facebook, all your socials?
So we're Cosmedics_skin_UK. So Cosmedics is cosmetic and medical treatments, play on the words.
Love
And
that.
we'll do like a burnt out mums discount code for you as well. So
Oh, amazing. Thank
share that
you.
officially, and then you can put it on the pod or put it on the, we'll do like burnt out mums 10 or something like that. I don't know.
Amazing. I love it. I'll be using it too. Oh, thank you, Hayley. Have the most amazing day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait for our coffee mornings.
Yes.
See you later. Bye, bye, bye. If you're loving the show, don't forget to download our latest episodes. It helps us a ton by boosting the show and making sure more people find us.
Plus, you can listen anytime, anywhere, even offline.
And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Spotify so you never miss a new drop.
Want even more behind the scenes content? Follow us on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok at Burnout Mamas, one word, for exclusive clips, updates and fun extras.
Hit that follow button, send us a message, and let's keep the Burnout Mamas community going.